What's up, guys? John Tomlin here, meettheprez.net. Thanks for logging on. I'm here at the GOP presidential debate in Des Moines, Iowa, and I will have that video for you tomorrow. But first, yesterday, I got a little chance to sit down with Congressman Ron Paul, who's gained a lot of recognition from young people, especially through the internet. And I got to talk to him about some issues, and it was pretty cool. Check it out.
How do you explain your popularity amongst younger voters, like college students?
Well, there's no doubt about it. We do have tremendous support with the young people, and I talk about it a lot at the rallies. And I think the young people are starting to wake up and realize what they're inheriting. And it's a flawed system. It's a system made up of debt and a system that they're going to have to contribute to, like Social Security, where they don't expect to get much out of it. And so they're listening to my arguments about fiscal conservatism, but I think they all also respond very favorably to my emphasis on personal liberty and personal responsibility. I don't want to control people's lives, and people ought to lead their own lives the way they choose, as long as they don't hurt other people.
And why do you think he's so popular among young people?
Just because, all our lives we've been told, this is what you have to do. This is how you do it. This is how, you go in line and this is what you do. But he comes along and says, no, it doesn't have to be that way. You can keep your own money. You can make your own decisions in your life, and I think that's why young people support him.
We don't need a government that wants to take care of our lives from cradle to grave and take care of every economic event, and we don't need a government that has to police the world. We need to reduce the size.
If you were elected in 2008, what's the first action you would take?
Well, there are so many, but the one that you have the most authority to do without congressional approval is you're the commander-in-chief. And there would be an announcement immediately about a different opinion about what we're going to do in the Middle East. Probably within minutes, I would instruct the Navy to back away from Iran and say that we're not threatening you anymore. And the President does have some authority under the law on whether or not to put on sanctions. I'd say I'm going to remove sanctions, because I've been arguing this all along. But now we find out that our own CIA is admitting what I've been arguing, that they haven't been working on a bomb. And therefore there's no reason to intimidate and threaten, have the Navy there and have nuclear weapons all surrounding them. They're acting like pretty, ordinary responses. Just think of what was achieved in peace and trade that was never achieved in war. This is the reason we have to reject this notion that we have to tell people how to live. Our choices have been so minimized. The only choices we have as a people right now is we either tell people how to live, and if they don't do it, we bomb them. If they do what we say, we subsidize them. I would say just talk to them and be friends with them. That's all.
Do you think if you were elected, you'd be able to convince Washington of your constitutionalist policies? I mean, is Washington ready?
The people are, if I'm elected, then the people are ready, and the people in Washington generally are pretty political, and they like their jobs. So if they think it's in their political interest to come our way, they will. But it would still be a challenge. They're stuck in their old ways. As many people in the Republican Party are stuck in their own ways. They don't want to give up on what they've been doing for the last 10 years, and they don't want to challenge the status quo, even though what I talk about is traditional republicanism. Now, I think it would be a job. Some things would be easier than others. It's easier to change foreign policy than it will be to repeal the 16th Amendment. I can't write an executive order to repeal the 16th Amendment. I could write some executive orders to repeal some executive orders.
Do you think Washington is ready for a man with the kind of message he has?
I don't think Washington is, but I sure think the rest of the country is. And the groundswell of support is really showing that. This is Ron Paul's time.
Because people fear freedom, right? Most people think that freedom kind of leads to chaos. But once you understand economics, then you no longer have that fear. I mean, freedom is necessary for competition, and competition is what really spreads knowledge.
When I started in the campaign, I was reluctant and I was skeptical. Some people say that I have removed their apathy, but I'll tell you what, you have removed my skepticism in your enthusiasm.
All right, now I have to say I was really impressed with Congressman Paul. He's a really genuine, nice guy. After the rally, there was a crowd gathered around him. But they all wanted autographs. He signed every one. It took him probably like 25 minutes. They stood there, signed every autograph. He was a nice guy. Anyway, check out my video tomorrow. I'll bring you the GOP presidential debate, the last debate for the January 3rd caucus. And then the next day I'll have the Democratic debate also. So keep logging on. Thanks a lot.